Hello everyone, this is Funny. You are watching Funny HS Info. Today in this presentation we are going to know about confined space entry or a vessel entry work permit. The main contents of this section are what is confined space entry or vessel entry work permit, confined space entry flow chart, what are the sections in confined space entry permit and how to fill it. First of all, what is confined space entry work permit? It is an authorization to perform tasks in a narrow space which is prone to hazards like asphyxiation, the substance that has ability to engulf toxic atmospheres, etc. Examples of confined space entry works are working inside reactors, tanks, ANFs, silos, sumps, etc. Next, confined space entry flowchart. This flowchart will guide the sequence and process of confined space entry work permit usage. First of all, we have to assess the job. Does the job to be done in a confined space? Always question yourself, can the work to be done avoiding to enter the confined space? If possible, then complete the job by working outside of the confined space. If not available, follow these instructions. Verify the hazardous materials or liquids cleared from the confined space. Confined space is isolated from the surface. Obtain a work permit and get clearance from the concerned authority. Attach JSA and emergency rescue plan to work permit. Verify the physical condition of the confined space. Provide proper access and egress to the confined space. Ensure availability of the rescue equipment and gas analyzers. Get clearance from the safety representative. Perform the work by supervision and standby person. Complete the confined space work by following safety precautions and instructions. Next, what are the sections in confined space entry permit and how to fill it? This is a confined space entry work permit format. It is very important to know about the contents in this format and how to fill this format without any corrections and confusions. Let me start with the first section. It is about permit title and reference number. To give clear identification of the permit, to ensure that permit can be easily stored and retrieved. This includes document number, version number and effective date. Next section is about additional work permits. The details of permits included with this permit if required. This permit is attached to general work permit. That's why the details of job location, description of the work, temporary power supply, electrical and mechanical isolation details available in general work permit. Next section is about precautionary measures to be verified before start of the work activity, which includes control measures. For example, are all isolations to the electrical isolation points are in place. Note down the number of isolations physically checked. Has at least one confined space entrant placed his lock all isolation points given above. Are all isolation for process and utility piping in place? We have to note down the number of isolations physically checked. Has confined space entrant enter his lock and tag number in the general work permit? Have other permits, which includes height permit or hot permit, has been fully filled correctly and attached. A temporary power supply details, signages, standby person details, time duration for each individual entry, number of entries under the permit validity, number of person allowed per entry, 2 numbers for large equipments and 1 number for small equipments. These are the checkpoints. Next section is about test and verification details of equipments. All personal detectors checked for validity and correct functioning at a clean location. Adequate lighting, ventilation, rescue equipments, breathing air source, etc. to be verified. Next section is about risk assessment for confined space entry. Has to check and review the rescue plan and gas monitoring. Next, permit validity, duration of the working hours, date of the work carried out. Next, authorizations, names and designation, signature from the originators, users, issuing authority, site checkers and other designated authority. Next, permit extension. If permit requires extension, then clearance taken through this section. And last, permit sign off, the final part of the permit which tells the completion of the given task. This is about confined space entry work permit. Hope you understand. Don't forget to subscribe and share my videos. Once again, thank you and have a safe day.